Hi, everybody. Checking in today to wish you all a very, very happy Thanksgiving, despite all of the things going on in the world at this time. It's a lot. But I do make it a point to focus on the positive things and things to be grateful for. Today I was thinking, I haven't checked in a very long time because grad school is real. And I just want to give a quick update. No particular agenda, but just to welcome my new subscribers. Hi. And let you all know how I'm doing and things and life and all the above. So I'll reintroduce myself for those I haven't met. I'm Chi. I am a third year PhD candidate in the Department of Pharmacology, and I am studying ways to treat heart disease, specifically looking at arrhythmia, which is when your heart beats irregularly. And so I'm looking at ways to correct disrupted electrical activity in your heart, which is responsible for regulating how your heart beats and how it functions. One of the things I am investigating as a PhD student is how can we restore proper function of the heart and restore healthy electrical activity of the heart when it goes awry. So it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. I get to work with beating heart cells, stem cell derived heart cells, in lab and record actual electrical activity from these cells and test different compounds and potential gene therapies that target specific proteins in the heart as a way to test if we can, fix the heart when things go awry. So that's what I'm working on. I passed my candidacy exam in July, which is a huge, if not the biggest milestone in the program apart from the defense. And I would even say, the defense is a big deal, but it's like, by the time you defend, when you pull up, you're gonna pass because you have already had meetings with your committee members. I had my first committee meeting in November, which went really, really well. So I'll just take a pause for those who aren't familiar with how PhD programs are structured. So typically you'll start in your program as a pre-candidate. So you're taking classes, you are doing rotations in the case of my program, so trying out different labs to see what research you're most interested in and what you kind of want to dive into and become an expert. So the first 2 years are typically dedicated to really intense coursework. And then once you have passed your classes, so typically PhD programs, you have to maintain a 3.0 or higher, B average or higher. Anything less than that is failing. So you'd either have to retake or you'd be put on probation if your grades are not up to par. So that makes it really challenging, really competitive, really stressful, depending on the field and your background and where you're coming in. And then after that, you typically go into your qualifying exams. So for us, we had to write an off-topic research proposal, so something completely unrelated to our lab work, our thesis work, our dissertation, which is basically the project you work on during your PhD. And you have to address an unmet need. So you need to pick a topic that is relevant, that is, going to have a major global impact, that has unanswered questions, and then you write a proposal structured around how you go about answering or testing certain hypotheses to solve or provide a solution to an unmet need. And so you do that with a room full of experts on the topic, the techniques, etc., and you present it as if you are the expert in the field. So it's typically, 2+ hour exam where you present your proposal and you get grilled and asked questions about your experimental design, your approach, the rationale. So that's the oral portion of the exam, and then you have a written portion of the exam where you just type up everything that you're going to do. Did that. And once you pass your candidacy exam, then you are known as a PhD candidate. Typically, if people don't pass their exams, they leave the program with a master's degree, or just decide not to continue, or they retake the exam. So it's a lot. Then after that, you go into your committee meeting. So your committee meeting, you want to select faculty and in my case, other scientists and doctors who are experts in the field or related fields. And you present your research to them annually or biannually or more, and your project, and they're meant to help you form, give you constructive feedback to, make your project stronger, make sure that you're on time to graduate, make sure that you're, on the path to publish, and all of those wonderful things. So I had my committee meeting pretty early. I just had it a few weeks ago, actually on election day. And that went awesome. So love my committee members. They're all really dope, experts in the field, brilliant. I was definitely super nervous because I'm like, I'm about to be presenting this data to the head honchos in the field. So that was a little nerve-wracking, a little, not imposter syndrome-y, but kinda just I don't know, you just want to do a good job. So I did. And one of the big pieces of constructive critical feedback that I received was that I need to spend more time investing in reading the literature and becoming an expert and expanding my breadth and knowledge in my field. So as I mentioned specifically, I'm looking at developing therapies to treat arrhythmia. And one of the things that I do, or one of the techniques or fields that I'm in, is cardiac electrophysiology. So I came into this program knowing nothing about the heart, having little to no background in physiology, and certainly not electrophysiology. So all of this is very new to me. So I do need to kind of get up to speed on the literature. So that translates to me having to teach myself, of course, with the support of my mentors and people around and the resources that we have at the university, but I haven't had any formal coursework on what I'm doing my PhD in. And it's not trivial. What I'm studying is a mix of, physiology, biophysics, physics, electrical engineering, so yeah, I have a lot to learn. And that's where I am in the program. Gonna shift gears and switch to talking about the pandemic, which is related to the program. I have Chile. It's been a challenge. And it's been hard to stay motivated to be productive in the way that I want to be. Fortunately, collecting data is something that I can do no matter what state I am in. But now that I have this added piece of needing to learn the literature, that has been very, very difficult for me. Fortunately, I live in a space that I love to be in. I love my apartment. It's close to campus. It's a space that I invested in because I know how rigorous these programs are. So I was like, I need to come home to a space where I feel peace, where I can rest because I'm working hard, around the clock. It's just been difficult because home is not a place that I do work. I usually stay in the library or I'm in lab. I deliberately go out of my way not to do work here. I will stay at the library till 2, 3 a.m. before I come home to do work. So it's been just tough navigating that and maintaining the level of efficiency that I would like to. So recently started therapy. A month ago, 2 months ago, was being proactive. I just thought about, as a Black woman, as a Black scientist, as a Black person, growing up, living, researching in America, that there are likely a number of things that have just slid under my subconscious that have been affecting my health in ways that I'm not aware of. Racism kills, literally. The stress associated with that, hypertension, all of that. I just wanted to be proactive and just start discussing things that maybe were not on my radar. So that's been amazing. I think everyone should get a therapist, regardless of the motivation. It's just good to speak to an expert who specializes in mental health and well-being, and learning strategies to cope with different types of stressors, how to celebrate yourself, be proud of yourself and the things that you've accomplished, the things that you do, so on and so forth. So I can go on and on and on about that, but that's kind of been a big thing that I've done. And what else? What was the last video that I made about school? I wanted this vlog to be like, let me tell you guys about like what's going on. I would have loved to do vlogs, vlogs during classes, show you my research, things like that. But like, y'all, grad school is not a joke. It's just, I just got swamped and overwhelmed and had so many types of like hysterical breakdowns, crying over classes, stressed about candidacy, stressed about all kinds of things, and learning about myself, learning how to move in these spaces, learning how to, have difficult conversations, learning how to just, be the beast that I am and embrace myself fully. And yeah, so that is why I have not made a video in a minute, but I'm gonna do my best because I love just sharing my journey. I love encouraging others to pursue, their interests and their dreams. So maybe I'll do another like refresher video of like how I got here and all the wahala and pepper I've seen getting to where I am today. But overall, I'm spending Thanksgiving alone today. My family is in another state, and I have a lot of experiments to do next week, so I didn't want to drive just to be home for a few days. It's a long drive, and I don't feel comfortable flying because we're in a pandemic. Taking this time to be thankful, appreciative. I wasn't gonna cook anything. I was just gonna be like, nah, forget Thanksgiving. I'm alone, woohoo. But I was like, you know what? I'll cook a nice meal or treat myself or get something nice. I'll dress up, do my makeup, do my hair, all of that. Just because, there's a lot going on, but there's always something you can find to be thankful for. So today in particular, but every day, I'm making an effort to focus on that. So if you are alone today on Thanksgiving, I'm with you. I started my day with a meditation, some yoga, did my hair, did my makeup, got dressed, cleaned a little bit, talking to my friends, and it's definitely different and, definitely not what I expected, but these are the times that we're in. And, just gotta roll with the punches and listen to our healthcare experts who are telling us to stay our behinds at home. So that's what I'm doing today. So, yeah, I'm rapping. So I'm gonna wrap this video up and just say, sending you all love and light and peace. And yeah, I hope you have a beautiful day today. So see ya.